Welcome to the Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation Mid-Atlantic YouTube channel. We make videos all about the home buying process, mortgages, financial literacy, and homes in general to help you reach a goal of home ownership. This week, we are taking a deep dive into the debate on whether you should rent or buy a home. But before we get started, let us know in the comments which side of this debate you land on, and then make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video from us. All right, let's dive in. What do you think makes more sense financially? Buying a home or renting a home? Well, the first thing you need to know about this debate is there isn't a right answer. It's not a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. Buying a home would be the largest financial decision you will likely ever make, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. Deciding whether you should rent or buy is a personal choice first and foremost. But if you need a little extra guidance in figuring out how to make that decision, you've absolutely come to the right place. The first step in really making this decision is evaluating your current situation. What does your current financial situation look like? Take a long look at your income, your expenses, your investments and savings, and you have to look at your debt too. Having a solid understanding of your finances and how you're currently handling them can give you a much clearer picture of what you could work with in your decision to rent or buy your next home. You then need to really think about your current living situation. Take a step back to evaluate your current living situation. Are you a new college grad stepping into the real world for the first time? Are you currently renting? Maybe you're living at home with a significant other, and the financial responsibility doesn't lie solely on your shoulders. Whatever your personal situation may be, you have to start somewhere. Now you really need to think about your goals. And you might be wondering what your goals have anything to do with finding a place to live. Well, they have everything to do with it. Consider your goals related to your finances, of course, like a career or income wants, investment goals, retirement, etc. But also consider your goals that have absolutely nothing to do with money. Maybe your goal is to become a spin instructor. If we follow that goal down a line, you may come to the conclusion that you'll need to be located in an urban area with easy access to the studio you'll be working at. And that may mean you'll be renting for a little while. Maybe your goal is to have a family one day, and that could mean you'll need a stable home with lots of space in a good school district. Your goals influence your lifestyle choices, and ultimately, they will influence your home choices as well. Once you evaluate your current situation, your finances, and your goals, it's time to get real. Let's circle back to that financial aspect of choosing your next home. There are a whole host of considerations to make when deciding whether you should rent or buy. Once you have a solid understanding of your own financial picture, it's really important to understand the full financial burden of both renting and buying. Let's start with renting. There are a myriad of fees and costs associated, some of which are an application fee, your monthly payment, security deposit, first and last month's rent, both of which will be required up front, utilities, internet and cable, annual payment increases. Do you have a pet? Is that a fee in a building or a home? Moving fees, insurance, and of course, furnishing that home. But now let's take a quick look at the fees associated with buying. You absolutely have to pay for a down payment. Closing costs, property taxes, insurance. Do you have a homeowners association? Do they have a monthly fee? Your monthly mortgage payment, utilities, cable and internet, maintenance, moving costs, and again, of course, you have to furnish that house. But you also need to consider if you're working with a realtor and what the fees are associated with that. Both renting and buying have long lists of fees that can absolutely add up. But what about the long term? The reason many people debate that renting is always cheaper than buying is due to the fact that in the beginning, it very well may be. On average, in the DMV area, which stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia, monthly rent is around $1,689. If you stuck to that 50-30-20 rule, that would mean that on average, you would need to be making roughly $67,500 a year. On average, rent increases annually at around a 3 to 5% rate. Landlords are, in most cases, responsible for maintenance of your space, your appliances, malfunctions, damages, etc. The upfront costs of renting and perhaps maintenance are much smaller than those associated with buying a house. If you don't have any solid long-term plans or a situation that requires you to be in one place, then renting may be the right choice for you. It can provide a lot of flexibility, low maintenance costs again, and perhaps cheaper expenses, but that's in the short term. Now, buying a home is a huge investment, again, likely the largest one you will ever make. And compared to the upfront costs of renting, buying a home is just more expensive. There's absolutely no way for me to sugarcoat that for you. The average home price in the DMV is around $426,000. The average home buyer will make a down payment of about 6% of the sales price of their home, which is still over $25,000 of that median price. But there are products and programs available that require as little as 3% down payments or perhaps none at all for those that qualify. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to keep a lookout for an upcoming video all about the different financing options available to you. Once you add on another 3 to 6% for closing costs, you really are talking about a big chunk of money to pay up front when buying a home. Then you have your fees that we listed before that you'll pay monthly, plus any of that home maintenance or repairs. So that can be overwhelming and can seem like a much more expensive choice. However, if you look at the bigger picture, owning a home becomes a smarter investment than renting in the long term. Let's look again at that average home price in the DMV. If I buy a house for $426,000 and put $25,000 down, and then I compare this to the trajectory with paying a monthly rent of $1,700, after 6 years, owning actually becomes cheaper than renting. Remember that rent increases on average 3 to 5% yearly, while a mortgage payment will stay the same for the life of the loan, unless you choose to refinance. Owning your home also means that you're building your own personal wealth. This comes in the form of equity in your house, which is the difference in the value of your home and what you still owe on it. This equity can be used later and go towards your next home or put towards other things. Why and how does that work? Well, because it is and always has been cheaper to take money out of your home to pay off debt, college tuition, or to use for home improvements. And the more equity you have in your home, the more money becomes available to you. You may know you want to buy, but you keep debating if now is actually the right time. You've heard the market's competitive. Well, now is the right time. Why, you might ask? The answer is historically low interest rates. As mentioned in our video on 2021 predictions for the housing market, we hit record low interest rates over 15 times in 2020. And experts are predicting that rates stay around 3.25% for 2021. In comparison, in January 2020, rates were at approximately 4%. But why does this make it a great time to buy? Well, your money goes further because the cost of obtaining a loan is cheaper. So if you're on the fence about it, it might be the right time to really consider taking that plunge. Other benefits of home ownership include the stability of being in one place with fixed expenses, the freedom to customize and renovate to your heart's content, and the general pride of being able to really call a home your own. All in all, the decision to rent or buy is a completely personal choice. It depends on your current situation, your long-term goals, and your lifestyle. Really take the time to consider all of the things we talked about in this video before making such a big decision. And if you want to learn more about your options, head to our website and contact one of our loan officers who will be more than happy to walk you through every one of your options and make you feel comfortable in your decision. You can also always check out our home buying process playlist with videos covering the step-by-step process of buying a home, working with realtors, and understanding the market. We hope today's video has really helped clear up some of your questions about whether you should rent or buy and helped you to start down the right path for you. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up below and subscribe so you don't miss another video. We'll see you next time.